Welcome back to Hogwarts. Um, Today, we're probably going to have another trip into the Forbidden Forest. But first, let's check in with people. So last time we saw Rupert, he was in the hospital wing. Um, are you okay now, Rupert?
Yeah, it wasn't so serious. So I think he's out of the what do you call it?
He's out
Madam
of
Profit's
sick
office.
bed. Yeah.
Yeah, the sick bed.
So that's good. Okay, we're going to don't remember exactly when Gilderoy like uh wanted to take you or said to meet you out in the forest.
Was that same night he gave it to me? But
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. We'll just take some liberties with that.
Yeah.
So time won't be too weird. But let's have a short uh, short round uh, where we just see our characters back in school. Uh, just a moment, whether it's in the common rooms or in a lesson, uh, so you can say just where you are, who's there, and just keep it short. We'll play out like a one or two beats in of a scene if we want to, or otherwise we'll just have it's just like a the camera passes through Hogwarts moment. So let's start with you, Rupert. Some scene of you out outside the hospital bed.
All right. I think Rupert is in the Slytherin common room, and he, of course, has a slight bruising on his forehead, but he also have he's left a sort of bandage on top of it, which he doesn't need at all, but he wants sympathy for being injured. But he can't speak about what really happened because he does not get Hagrid in trouble. So just is trying to look like badass. He's trying to look like a tough kid who's gotten hurt, but at the same time trying to be like nothing happened because he can't say what happened. So it's a bit weird, just sitting there. Like,
So I think you're going to be approached by this older, quite severe looking blonde blonde guy who he looks at you kind of uh, oh, arrogantly. So, you got injured out in the forest, did you?
yeah, in the Forbidden Forest, I was having detention. So what happens in the forest stays in the forest, you know.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
I don't suppose. It was your own fault, was it, or one of those imbeciles who went with you, or perhaps that of Hagrid?
Rupert's face changes, and it's like when he says imbeciles and fool, you know, he kind of has a little tick. But it was my own fault, of course. You know, magical creatures out in the forest, I had to pursue whichever creature I saw, and it can be pretty dangerous out there. But luckily,
So you're the one who caused all the ruckus. You pursued an unknown magical creature in the Forbidden Forest.
well, it would have been known which creature it was if it wasn't for my terrible injury. There was a great battle and a kerfuffle, where there was a struggle. Me and a Gryffindor, we faced impossible odds. We couldn't see the danger. It disappeared in front of us, and we tried to lure it in, but it was too magical, too powerful for us.
A Gryffindor, eh? Wouldn't happen to be a blonde, blonde guy. A little bit sad faced.
A little bit, yeah.
Well, I for one would be a little bit more careful if I were you around Gryffindors, especially him.
Why are you scared of Gryffindors?
Oh, well, I'm just saying, wouldn't want anything to happen to you, or to them because of your recklessness. Perhaps you're the one that belongs in Gryffindor.
You can see Rupert is just desperately trying to figure out something to say, but he can't. His reach is 10.
Just watch your step. Be careful. Don't drag anyone else into detention with you. All right.
Rupert, as I said, doesn't know what to respond with because he's so not cool. So he just starts writing a letter, pretend to ignore him, and thinking that that's the cool thing to do.
And you see a wand just pierce the piece of paper that you're writing on, and face getting a little bit closer to you than it's comfortable. And he says, "You stay away from Elliot.
Why?
Just do it. Doesn't matter why."
But he's my friend.
Oh. Yes, I see. Well, perhaps he ought to be more careful about who he chooses to hang around. I thought he would know better, but, well, he is in Gryffindor, so that... Yes, that means I shouldn't have set my expectations too highly. Do we have an understanding?
Rupert doesn't say anything, but he slightly nods a little bit. Scared 11-year-old boy way.
And Bentley of House Duskspire walks away. Let's move on um, to you, Marvin.
Well, I think I would like the assistance of Rupert for this scene.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and after one of the evening meals, Marvin has grabbed Rupert and has been dragging him up towards the owlery. And on the way, he's like talking excitedly about, oh, I think they made a great choice. A great gray owl is an excellent animal, and it has such nice coloration. And on about owls and his parents' choice. And as he slams open the door to the owlery, we can see sitting on the far end a pretty large gray but with sort of silver tipped feathery owl sitting there cooing softly.
Really?
So my parents got back to me. Actually, they sent this little guy with or this large guy with response, and I think yeah, I think he's yours.
Well, that's why it took so long, because they had to choose the one that was right for me.
Apparently, they just went right to the choosing process. No confirmation at all. So
Amazing. Marvin, this is amazing. And Rupert walks towards the owl and tries to pet it. I need your help to give him a name.
And Marvin sort of goes up and like gets the owl to sit on his arm, and then takes it over to Rupert. So I don't think they've really given him a name. So if you want, I believe you could name him.
What do you name an owl? Never had a pet before.
Oh, well, people name them all sorts of different things.
Yeah, I had a list. I had a large list of names, but someone burned it with a wand. So
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. Oh.
Let's Google owl names.
I'm not that good at naming.
The first one that came up is Archimedes. So I think Archimedes, that's a wonderful name for an owl.
Oh yes, it's a clear play on the intellectual side of things. And owls are symbols of wisdom, so and we see sort of Archimedes sort of explore your finger and like sort of halfway stab, halfway take his beak along your finger, like.
It's a playful thing, just like you, but
Yeah.
how long?
Do you
I mean,
want
it puts the owl just a little bit around your head. It's like he looks a little bit like you as well.
Oh yes, I get that a lot.
Okay.
I believe my parents may have, or my clan may have done some sort of magic in the past, because we all seem to sort of have owlish features.
Wait.
It's sort of an odd family mystery.
We have to explore this. Marvin, look at. Do you have? Can you twist your head a little bit around for me?
Sure. I don't really have any impressive range on that front, I believe, but that would be fascinating if I could look behind myself.
This is the magic unheard of.
And kind of scary.
There's like animegas. You can change yourself with potions, but I never heard of something like permanently.
Oh yes. I don't know. Maybe they somehow got some sort of, I have no clue how they would even use magic for something like that. Like, well, anyways,
This is something we really have to explore. I mean, we could invent a new kind of magic, or reinvent a new kind of magic. It will give us a lot of wealth, a lot of ability, or maybe we just keep it secret. If we discover the secret behind it, and we will be the only ones who have like part animal, part wizards. It will be amazing.
Do you believe there would be a lot of people that would want to be part animal?
Well, there's
I
plenty of.
couldn't see the appeal.
But
Like,
Marvin-
unless you got wings or something, that would be practical.
yeah, because we can fly everywhere. Never have to use our broomsticks. They're kind of scary, but I suppose I trust more in myself than a broomstick. But Marvin, you have gotten me an owl, finally, and I have something for you too. I
Oh,
was planning to send it with you. Hold on, wait.
oh, extraordinary.
Rupert takes up a letter and gives it to Archimedes. Goes to the other side of the room. Fly to Marvin.
I guess Archimedes sort of cocks his head, but then he does that.
So Archimedes may be stuck on the hand, so like, go,
Yeah.
fly, go.
And Marvin is like,
Dear.
oh! And Archimedes sort of holds out his claw and looks surprisingly proud of himself. Oh, well, thank you, Archimedes. And I open up the letter. What do we have?
I don't exactly remember what was on the invitation of Gilderoy, but it's something like, congratulations, you are one of my very, very best friends. And no, it's more formal than that. Rupert is more formal. Salutations. You are one of my closest study buddies, fellow wizards. I have been invited to something incredible in the Forbidden Forest tonight. Something unheard of. A place where we can learn magic. And I was allowed to bring a few of my closest friends.
Oh.
And I have chosen you, Marvin. And that's your name is written like really fancy, and then you're drawn, and you look even more like an owl in the picture.
Oh, well, thank you. Is this related to Gilderoy?
Yeah. I remember after me and Elliot had this pretend duel. And Gilderoy, yeah, he then invited us to go to the Forbidden Forest for a meeting.
Oh, he has sort of asked me for a meeting too about, he heard I wanted to become an anime guy, and he was very enthusiastic about that. I wonder if he will talk about that during this event.
Rupert just becomes like super duper disappointed. You can just see in his entire body. He's very stiff usually, but all of a sudden he's like, but I thought I was special or something.
Well, I don't know if it's the same thing. Maybe
so you got invited to learn some different magic.
Yes, but I'm sort of terrified. Like, how do you become an anime guy as a first-year student? That's not happening.
So you're scared of learning new magic. Do you know?
No, I'm
I-
scared of failing at new magic. It's supposed to be really advanced stuff.
Do you know how you best prepare and get ready for advanced magic learning?
By reading books.
By finding a study group, by having peers around you who helps you evolve and get better. So if I bring you to this, which is possibly the same as what you have been invited to, and you bring me to the thing you have been invited to that is possible the same thing, then we can both grow and become even more powerful mages.
You know, that sounds like a great idea. I would be happy to accompany you. Thank you. And yes, I would love to study with you, especially the hard and terrifying magic. Could use some friends there.
That moment, you hear someone panting who has burst into the owlery, and you see Gilderoy's golden mane and his quite ostentatiously embellished school robes. Somehow they have got like golden borders and everything, even though it's all supposed to be a regulation school robes. There you are. I've been searching all over for you. Locator spell must have been a little bit off. You're all the way up in the owlery as well. Why, oh, why? Well, I was going to give you some important information about tonight's meeting, you know?
Oh, yes.
And he walks up towards you, Rupert, but then as you sort of think he's going to address you, he walks right by you over to Marvin and comes over and pats you on the shoulder. Marvin says, "Wonderful, wonderful. It's so very brave of you to volunteer for this experiment. The first animagus made in one single night." How the history books will write about this. Us two, Gilderoy Lockhart, and Marvin. Amazing, absolutely amazing. You will be a footnote to history, while I will be a headline. Oh, Rupert.
Well, I've never been a footnote before.
No, it's...
I would prefer having a chapter written.
It's going to be great, I promise you. Being a footnote under the headline, Gilderoy Lockhart, the most brilliant wizard of all time. It's going to be quite something.
Exactly what I would call you, of course, because you're the famous one. We were just talking about you, like we always do. We talk about Gilderoy.
Yes.
The famous. Which grade student are you?
7.
7. The famous 7th grade student, the one who knows everything, the one who only shares his deepest knowledge with a chosen few.
And oh, how deep that well of knowledge is.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Wouldn't you know? I was chosen into Ravenclaw as, the choosing hat, the sorting hat, said to me inside my own head, "You are the most deserving Ravenclaw in all of Ravenclaw's history. You were even smarter than Rowena herself." And if the sorting hat said that, well, it must be true.
Well, that's great news, Mr. Lockhart, because I must confess I'm a bit terrified. So, could you maybe enlighten me a bit about your plan so I could?
I see. You want a taste of that saucy bit of knowledge, huh? The soup that I make is tasty and handsome. And
Well, I've always been quite fond of knowledge, but I've never had it in a soup before.
well,
Oh, you're talking about a potion?
oh yes, I could make
Oh,
the
that
most
makes
wondrous
sense.
potions. You should see the time I made a Veritas serum. It made a
Truth
whole
serum?
school talk nothing but truth for an entire year.
You have to
Yes.
teach us.
Oh.
Please.
Well, slow down there. One step at a time. First, we have our meeting in the forest.
Yeah, we do.
I almost forgot. That's the whole reason I came up here. You have to take this. You know, see, it's a secret business. This meeting, even though, well, of course, all my admirers are going to be there, but we can't have any teachers knowing about it. You know how foolish they can be sometimes, how hard-headed. So we have to take certain precautions. Look, this is a piece of paper I have enchanted with my own signature. You just have to put them in your pocket and say, Gilderoy, you are amazing. Or some equivalent compliment in order to activate the charm. It should hide you for a little while, long enough to sneak outside into the forest. And to make sure not to mention it to any teachers or talk about it while people might overhear. Right? Jolly good. See you tonight. You are going to be famous, my boy. And then he vanishes down the stairs again. Leaving you with these
Robert, I
signed
don't think
notes.
I'm ready to be famous.
Well, you don't have to be famous. I guess you can be anonymously famous. And everyone
He
will
did
guess it.
say I would be a footnote, so that doesn't sound that important.
No, it's not important. I think he is going to take all the credit, but you are going to be the first grade animagus, first animagus in one day. Have you read about how hard it is to become an animagus?
Oh yes, a lot. Especially since he told me he was going to make me one.
But you are going to become an animagus in just one night. I mean, we have to follow Gilderoy all the way just to learn everything. He seems like kind of a... I don't want to be rude, but he seems a little bit of a flamboyant, something. But he has a lot of knowledge. And everyone's talking about all the great deeds he does, all the great power he has. I mean, the rumors has to be true.
Well, are you sure we shouldn't tell a teacher? It could be dangerous.
Here's the thing. We can't really teach each other things because we only have to be taught by a teacher. And they will not allow us to learn higher or more advanced magic before we're at that stage, you know. That would be like 4 years until we can learn like a really cool potion. But I want to know.
Well, yes, it is. You know, you build on things, right? So...
Yes, but remember the last class we had in Defense Against the Dark Arts?
Yes.
Did we learn anything in Defense Against the Dark Arts? Do you have a spell? Do you have any piece of magic you can use?
Well,
do you?
I think it was... Well,
nothing. He told us to teach each other, but we don't have any spells to teach each other. So there's a whole class wasted. And I think I will learn much more in the library or from someone else. And we will learn everything on the curriculum, no matter what. But the things that Gilderoy is talking about, it's outside the curriculum. It's new magic. It's It's exciting.
Yes, I must admit it is, but it could also be dangerous. So I want you to promise me that if things look like they're going bad, go and get a teacher, please.
Rupert looks at Marvin the exact same way as he looked at Bentley of House Duskfire just earlier today. The same nervous kind of look, and just nods.
Okay, I can do this. Sure,
Yes.
no one's ever done it before, but I can evidently do this, or he can. Probably.
And that's where we cut. Lorelu, let's see what you're doing. Feel free to make it a scene with some of the others as well. And of course, we want to have answered whether you, Lorelu, or you, Elliot, and if whether any of you are going to be part of this excursion to the Forbidden Forest.
Until now, I don't know about the meeting, so
So, should we have a scene in one of the hallways, or a lesson or something? You were going to suggest.
No. Maybe she hears us over talking, or she overhears us talking or something. But we can do a scene in. Yeah.
I know at least. I think Elliot knows, right? Because I think I think I talked about it with him in potions or something. Or
Elliot is not very likely to tell me.
No, that's true.
That's true.
I think there's a letter written for Elliot, the same one that was for Marvin, but it was perhaps, I don't know, it's crumpled, thrown away, perhaps picked up again, straightened out, perhaps crumpled again. Maybe the owl will catch that note and just deliver it without Rupert knowing. Maybe it will deliver it to the wrong person.
But there would be an Elliot name on it.
Yeah, but the owl is new.
Yeah.
So he might deliver it to Lorelu.
Anyways, I know that if Marvin got a chance, he would probably tell Lorelu, because she stood up for him before and sort of protected him against bad words or being embarrassed. So honestly, she's the one person that has been reliably in his corner in a difficult time. So if he got the opportunity, he probably would tell her.
Yeah, but maybe he was too excited with the whole Animagus story. So maybe he just forgot.
Might have. It would have to happen like in a scene or something.
But we could make the scene by you now, Marvin and Rupert have sort of created the study group. So we could get suggestions for new members for the study group, and Marvin knows Lorelu. So perhaps.
So, Sophie, where do you think we would find Lorelu? Where would you be?
The scene I have in mind is not with the others, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. Then we just take.
Give us your scene.
So I think because I missed one whole school day, I have some work to catch up. So I'm sitting in the common room and trying to concentrate on books, which I don't like a lot. It's boring, and all the others have already done it. But when I'm just trying to work, I see some 6th grade students, which are distracting me because they are trying to learn a spell. And the spell is called Revelio. And this reminds me to something. So I start to watch them while they practice.
Yeah. They practice this spell on a piece of paper, actually, where they have written things in invisible ink, and they talk about or one of them tries it's a girl with the quite bushy hair and a short wand, just pokes the paper, Revelio, Revelio, and her friend, a boy with kind of large square glasses, says, no, 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 that's not what Gideon told us to do. Gideon told us to stand up straight and wave the wand in a sort of elegant spiral, Revelio, like that. And the page fills up with the writing. So this definitely echoes the words that Gideon tried to tell you the other day. Do you want to keep the scene going for a little bit, or?
No, it's okay.
Satisfied there. Okay. So let's cut away to Elliot. Where are you?
Elliot has recently spent quite a bit of time in the library. And much to the delight of the librarian, he hasn't asked for anything from the restricted section. It seems that he's content with just using the books from the common section that are thought to be appropriate for young students. And he eagerly studies the books, or at least it appears like that, because not far away from the desk of the librarian, but way above, a small winged creature is sitting, observing the area around the desk. And when some elder students come with written permissions from some teacher to get a book from the restricted section, this little winged creature seems to pay close attention to where the permissions go after they have been used. So this would be something like you would have to explain to me.
Yes. So the permissions, they are like personally written notes, either from teachers or from the librarian herself. And there's a little filing cabinet inside the little office that the librarian has, sort of in a little side room, and you can see her just like magic them away, turn them into little paper cranes that fly and fold themselves into the filing cabinet after they have been used. And the filing cabinet has a kind of lock on it. It's looks like a magical lock. It's itself shaped like a book. And the librarian, she has the keys in her purse.
And what is the process of how does she verify that the the permissions are legit?
Well, she just reads them and sees the signature from the teacher,
Mhm.
and well, I guess sometimes she like shakes her head and says, uh, "I told Horace that uh, he needs to write the name of the student that takes out the book. It's otherwise."
What is the name? Horace?
Horace is Slughorn, Professor
Horace
Slughorn.
Lackham. Yeah. Okay. Mhm.
And but she just shakes her head and magics the notes away anyways and gives the student a pass.
Okay, and those students that come with a Slughorn permission, do they appear to be Slytherins in the majority?
No, not necessarily. There are, of course, a bunch of Slytherins, but there are also people from all the different houses. It's well, the only thing that you sort of can think of that I have in common is that they often seem to come at like a similar time of day. It's like few few hours after lessons on Fridays. They seem to come in a sometimes in groups of two or three, or simply on their own. But and they're often like a mixed group, or a group of mixed houses. They're all from all of the different years as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is basically just at this point he's just observing or having his familiar observe the situation and taking notes of the patterns that seem to emerge, just like the ones that he mentioned, and at the same time he's trying to be very well behaved in the direction of the librarian, and being very polite and putting the books back in where they belong, and even reordering some of the books that have not been properly put into the shelves by some of the students. And yeah, that's what he does.
And the librarian has taken to like giving you like pleasant, friendly smiles. And today she comes by you and says with a book, and lays it in front of you and says, "I had a talk with Professor McGonagall, and I thought you might like this book." And she smiles at you and goes into her office. You can see it's called 60 Great Hat Stalls in History.
Okay, so Elliot smiles back, but because his face is not really engineered for smiling, it has some shocky elements to it. Thank you so much. That's a very interesting book. Thanks for putting all this effort into getting it from me. I appreciate it. When am I supposed to give it back?
Oh, you know what? You can keep it. This
Oh, that's
I
great.
already have a copy.
That's
So
great.
I'll replace the library's one with mine.
So I can really read it slowly and appreciate it more because I don't have to be in a hurry to give it back. That's great. That's awesome. Thank you very much. I highly appreciate this. And he immediately takes the book and slaps it open. All his movements, they echo the enthusiasm that has filled him after getting those presents.
Okay. Let's cut there. And let's have a short break.
By the way, did anyone else have Elliot sort of lagging out at the last part he said?
But yeah.
A little bit, yeah, okay, so
So, I think we'll have one more scene where let's have a scene in one of the hallways, maybe outside the Great Hall, or something, with Marvin and Rupert talking about their excursion to the woods later. Or you know what? Let's do a defense against the dark arts lesson, because then you're all there. So you're all gathered in this classroom that has that Gideon magically enlarged last time. It's still the same size. And this time when Gideon enters, I think if anyone of you looks at him, he looks quite changed. He looks much more serious. It's a little bit more gaunt, and his clothes are less neat. It almost looks like he sort of just came right to the lesson after sleeping in his clothes outside or something. And his eyes, those are the most striking. It's he walks up to the podium in front of the blackboard, and he looks at you, looks and makes eye contact with the people on the front row, and he lingers a little, lingers a while on Demetra, the slithering girl, who started crying in the previous lesson. And his gaze, it's almost like looking at a different person. You know, it's got such an intensity in his eyes. And he says, "Well, what are you waiting for? Get out your wands, pair up. We have lots to do." There's a Dark Lord out there. There's a war going on. If we are not prepared, then we might lose our lives. Or even worse, we might fail to defend our friends, our families.
Mm-hmm. Before any Gryffindors can react, Elliot's already trying to get Rupert to pair up with him, enthusiastically swinging his wand. but not casting any spell yet because the teacher is still talking.
Should you
Rupert, what do you
go?
do?
Is what's his name? Is Bentley in the classroom?
Bentley is not there. No, this is first year's lesson. So
Yeah. So Rupert just avoids eye contact at first with Elliot, but then points his wand. Like, it doesn't look at Rupert, it looks towards the teacher. You can see his wand under his hand, so pointing towards him.
Okay, Rupert, are you there?
But we're still in the middle of class, aren't we? We haven't started. He's still talking, the teacher, isn't it?
Yeah, but in a muffled voice.
He's like motioning everyone to just get to business. So you can see people slowly getting to their feet even while he's talking. It's just like parading up and down the classroom and tapping his wand on his shoulder in impatience.
Yeah, Marvin's gonna look at Rupert and Elliot, and then he's gonna turn his attention to Lorelei and ask if she wants to pair up.
Yeah, she's already expecting like she wants to ask you the same question.
So at least while we're casting spells, you'll probably notice that Marvin's hand is like shaking erratically, and he seems unusually distracted.
What's up with you?
Oh, well, just thinking about this evening.
What's this up this evening?
Well, and he leans in and sort of whisper, Gilderoy has said he's going to turn me into an animagus. In the
What?
Shh.
And you can so you suddenly feel the presence of Gideon right next to you, and you feel both of you feel a hand on your shoulders, and you're gets sort of dragged unceremoniously to the front of the class. And Gideon just walks around you and addresses the class without looking at you. This pair seems to think that it's okay to do small talk when you practice defense against the dark arts, which is, without a doubt, the most important subject you will learn here at Hogwarts. Now, maybe they are already highly skilled at this this dangerous and intricate art. But I have my doubts. I hope to be proven wrong, of course. But let's see. You never know when you are going to be tested. You never know when your life or the life of one you love is going to be on the line. I'll give you fair warning and head start. Make sure to notice that this is likely not what is going to be offered you in the real world against the Death Eater. He pulls out this wand and counts from 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
And he, yes. Do you want to react to this?
I think I'm. Yeah, honestly, sort of Marvin is panicking, and he is like looking at no,
Gideon.
yeah, Gideon, like he's some sort of executioner, and he's just going to try to blow the man over.
Okay, so this is going to be a duel. That means you are going to. We are going to count from 3, and then we are going to yell out the spells we are using, and then you are going to roll. Okay.
Yep.
So, 3, 2, 1. Petrificals Totalis.
Okay. So now I roll plus magic.
Yes.
I don't. It doesn't look like I have the dice room. Let's see. I just need to find it.
Which spell did you use? I didn't get it, Stefan.
Hmm?
Which spell did you use?
Ventus.
Ah,
Nice.
Let's see. Where's the?
it's in the chat.
Yeah, I've been looking in. Wait, what? Am I blind or something?
It's here in the Zoom chat.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Ugh. Okay, so I'm going to roll my blue dice. 6.
Yes. So before you have fully finished casting your spell, Gideon's spell hits you, and in the next breath, Gideon flicks his wand over at you, Lorelou, and your wand flies out of your hands without him uttering a word. And he walks up to you while you, Marvin, you're just flat on the floor.
Oh yeah. I'm just
Completely bound.
My
And,
head is really red. I'm really ashamed, and I just lower my eyes. Sorry, sir.
Don't apologize. Don't apologize to me. It's your friend you failed to defend. Now, I realize this is a hard lesson, but it is crucial that you understand this. He sort of points his wand at you, and you are free to move, Marvin. The world, the dark forces that are out there, the evil people, they are not going to go easy on you just because you are kids, just because you are first years. He who must not be named doesn't care about anything other than himself, his power. It's no choice but to fight. And to fight, you must be ready. Make no mistake, this is a war. And you, as witches and wizards, like it or not, you are weapons. What is your greatest weapon? Anyone?
Our
Your greatest
minds?
weapon?
Our
Is your
wands?
wand. Good. Good. I see you've got brains at least.
Yes.
It was too obvious.
Your
And I'm not
wands.
sure. Isn't our greatest weapon the momentum of surprise, maybe? I mean, we will obviously not stand up against the Death Eaters as first grade, right?
I
Looking
like
at
the way
teacher.
you're thinking, boy. If you are going to go up against the Death Eater, you must use any advantage.
So, well,
Yes.
if our wands are the greatest weapons, we can easily lose those. How do we defend ourselves without it?
And Gideon hands your wand back to you, Lorlu. But before you grab it, he just takes it back. That's a good point. These things, these tools we use, they are fragile. And even though we are wizards and witches with great power within us, the ability to channel that power with precision and focus through these ones, that is what has put us, rightly or wrongly, the top of the food chain in the magical world. So fragile is our power that it can be taken away with a simple spell or by a simple slip of the fingers. This is why we will practice today basic wand handling. Drawing your wand, sheeting your wand, keeping it at the ready. Of course, we are going to practice this with spell casting. There's no time too soon to learn the simple and effective spells. He hands the one back to you, Norlu. The full body bind curse. It's on your curriculum for first years, but yet it is one of the standard curses used by Aurors fighting Death Eaters. It's one of the most common weapons in this war. This is what you'll learn today. Now, get started. And Gideon proceeds to show you the words, teach you the words and the motions of the spell, as well as the proper way to draw and sheathe your wand. So it's hard practice. You get hit by these curses again and again, and you can hear lots of people losing their wands as they draw them, as they slip through their fingers, and people poking themselves in the stomach as they try to sheathe their ones quickly. The mood in the room is quite tense and concentrated. If you want to have any short exchanges during this this lesson, feel free to play them out.
I interrupted you, didn't I, Torben? In the very beginning.
Yeah.
Would you like a scene now?
Sure. Okay, so Elliot is moving close to Rupert and asking, something wrong? You seem changed.
Just something the professor said about, in the very beginning here, he said something about defending your friends. I had a friend that didn't defend. I think I need to work on that. I need more knowledge in defense against the dark arts.
Okay.
I need to get stronger, Elliot.
I agree.
You don't have to agree so easily.
But I do in this case. I mean,
well,
this is very important for us because we are in danger. There's a war raging on outside in the outside world, and it may only be a matter of time before this war reaches Hogwarts, if it hasn't reached Hogwarts already. And well, we're not in Hufflepuff, so we're not going to sit and wait and hope that everybody will be friends,
You're right. We're from houses of action.
That's correct.
Brave is the lion and ambitious is the snake. But I've read quite a lot, Elliot, but I don't know that many spells. I don't have much magical power. I need more. I need to be able to defend myself. We have to gain knowledge. More knowledge. Useful knowledge. Magic.
Yeah. I'm working on that, but I haven't been able to access the restricted section of the library yet.
You've been trying to go to the restricted section?
Well, technically no. I'm more thinking about transferring things from the restricted section to other parts of the library, like exchanging some books here and there, and then suddenly you don't have to access the restricted section anymore.
Oh, I see. But
My impression is that the library is not very organized,
Apparently not, and the librarian is so rude. It's like she doesn't want to help or have any order in the library. It's impossible. But tell you what, Elliot, I once got someone in the forbidden section.
Oh?
Yeah, I know. I'm somewhat of a bad boy. You might have heard we have gotten detention. With you, we both were in detention, as you know. We're both,
I recall that vividly.
The only way I got someone in there is because we were working together, And I don't know if you're very versed in magical creatures, but dragon is powerful enough to be on its own, but there's other, the giant arachnids, the giant spiders. They're not so dangerous, but when they're in a pack, they're like several different ones working together, and they always achieve their goals. So maybe, I've been talking a little bit with Marvin to form a study group to learn everything there is to know about magic.
Mhm.
I wonder if maybe you would like to join.
Sure. This
Yeah.
sounds interesting.
There's one little sort of initiation rule, though.
Okay.
And for everyone, it's a different rule, a different test you have to make. And your test, I've been going over this with Marvin, of course. And it's that you can't talk to me in the hallway in front of other Sidrins. So
Okay.
for just for a little while, it's sort of a test. When we're just a study group together or somewhere secluded, we can discuss as much as we like.
Okay, that's not hard. I can manage that.
I think you can manage that pretty well. I'm sure you're going to pass brilliantly, Elliot. There's also something else we have to discuss.
Okay.
I didn't really talk it over with Marvin to see if it's all right, but I guess if we are like the study group, I mean, it has to be all right, of course, because there's something going on tonight. The Forbidden Forest.
Wow.
Yeah, it's for just the most powerful wizards are invited. Special individuals.
Okay, and how did you get invited? It's just asking.
Well, your your Faust Duskspire. Your you know how far that name takes you, don't you?
Yes, but
I'm
you're
a
not
nightingale.
from House Duskspire, apparently.
Oh, I'm a nightingale, and nightingales walk where they want.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
didn't know that.
No, of course not. You're foreign. You wouldn't know. But maybe you'd like to join us to a secret, more larger study group, perhaps, a place where we will learn secrets from Gilderoy himself.
From Gilderoy himself. Okay. Sounds interesting. I'm in. Yeah.
Great.
Marvin and Lorelu. Oh, by the way, Lorelu, I think perhaps this occurrence warrants any a condition of some kind. If you agree, that you failed to defend your friend here in this
Yep.
spectacular fashion. So, what do you think is appropriate here? Could be embarrassed, of course, stressed, angry, scared, one of those.
I guess embarrassed is the most likely one.
Yep. So just mark that off, and you should make a note of the way to clear it. You should all, I think,
Oh yeah.
most of you
Haven't
have
really-
conditions now, except everyone except Rupert. So you should take a look at
Until I take
ways to clear it.
Until I take a comment the wrong way. Hey?
So that basically means that you like get angry at someone, or like that you snap at someone is the most common interpretation of that, I think. So it's basically like acting out because of your emotions.
Okay.
So, but all of these criteria for clearing the conditions, they're meant to sort of represent for example, that you've bottled up your emotions or whatever. It's meant to be like a psychological response to the emotional state you're in. So when you act that out, you clear the emotion condition. I mean, so if there's like some other way of acting out, you can basically interpret these things quite broadly, and even if there's something that doesn't really make sense to call exactly what it says here, as long as you can make a sort of plausible argument that this that you're acting in a way, your character is like doing something in the fiction that is a psychological response to this emotion, particularly if that is not like strictly to your benefit, in that it's something that's sort of slightly irrational or detrimental to your cause. So it's basically something to encourage kind of role playing. Is that somewhat understandable?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you want to have a little scene here? Continue.
Does it hurt
Hmm?
when he's hit you with the spell? Did it hurt?
No. Well, sort of when I landed, it was a bit painful, but it's sort of the stiffness sort of insulated me. It's yeah.
Okay, let's practice and talk after the lesson.
Huh?
Let's practice and
Yeah.
talk after the lesson.
Yes. Just yeah. Let's do that. Yeah.
Do any of you want to roll the cast a spell here to see? I guess maybe it feels like Lorelu, that like you would be like extra determined to learn this spell after what happened. Is that does that track or?
Yeah, somehow yes.
Yeah. So maybe we can see a roll from you. Let's not go through all of the characters, but let's see a roll of cast a spell here to see. This is sort of to see whether you pick this spell up, pick this spell up quickly or not. So cast a spell is plus magic.
Just waiting for the document. Yeah, so magic is 1, but now I have a malus of 2. So I'm on -1.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess
pretty
it
low.
didn't work.
So actually, I'm going to say that what happens is that you it works too well. You find yourself just waving your wand at drawing a wand and waving it at Marvin, shouting the spell, and Marvin just flies backwards into the wall and falls head first, face first, down stiff. It's onto the ground, and well,
No, oh no. Marvin, I'm so sorry. I didn't want to. Marvin, are you okay?
Marvin cannot respond.
And well, Gideon just steps casually over you and points at you to release you again, as he does periodically with all the students, and Gideon gives you a nod, a sharp nod of
Oh.
approval.
Oh, it's horrible to not be able to breathe.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, well, at least you're taking it seriously. It's maybe you're a serious person, right? Or
I guess.
well, I'm Rupert is coming with me to this meeting, and he's not. He doesn't seem that serious. Like he seems more interested in like power rather than being safe. Would you mind joining us, sort of as a counterbalance?
Let's talk about the lesson. Let's talk after the lesson. It sounds so crazy to me. You have to tell me what
Okay.
this is all about.
Okay. Let me try then. Petrificus totalis.
Do you wanna roll for it, or do you wanna just cut there?
Yeah, I was sort of thinking like just having it as a story beat. Yeah.
That's nice. All right, so let's have a short break, and I'll get to the forest. All right, so is there anything more any of you want to do, any scenes you want to see before our return to the forest?
Yes, after the class, Elliot would like to have a word with Gideon if that's possible.
Sure. So you just hang around a little bit after class, and eventually everyone leaves except you and Gideon is well.
And okay, so Elliot slowly moves towards the desk where Gideon is sitting, I guess, and packing up his things, probably. And
Yes.
he's just
Gideon has definitely noticed you already, but maybe he just packs up and then looks at you.
I just wanted to say that a defense against the dark arts is my favorite class, and the one class that I feel really matters in this time, in this dangerous and dire time. But on the other hand, I have the impression that not everybody is taking this serious enough. I don't know if you would be willing to help, but I had some trouble trying to check out books in the library. And
I think we should roll here for get what you seek. So let's see. That's what do you think you are trying to, or how do you think you're trying to achieve this through? It's probably through honesty, negotiation, charisma, or humility, right? Honesty, probably. Or do you feel you're
honesty? What's honesty in this regard?
So it sounds like this is what Elliot actually thinks is the case, right?
Yeah, he's not lying.
Yeah. So I feel like that should be that is although you are sort of trying to make him do something that he maybe shouldn't do, it feels like this is just mainly through honesty. So I think you should roll plus bravery here.
Okay. 6 in total.
Okay. You get to mark an XP. Um,
All right.
and let me think. Well, I think Gideon spends a long time just looking at you. And then he says, "You're from House Duskspire, aren't you?"
That's correct, sir.
I see. I've known some Duskspires in my day. This friend of mine, actually. Maybe you know her. Alyssa Duskspire. Is my age. We went to Hogwarts together.
Oh, she's my aunt.
Yes. Checks out. You know what happened to her, don't you?
This is something we don't talk about at home. So I don't really know what happened to her. You know, I'm barred from getting information, as I have just told you. And so I can't get any new information, it appears, without a written permission. From the library, at least.
You know, Alyssa was a very special person. She was very gifted. And she wanted so badly to change the world. So badly, in fact, that she went to great lengths to acquire the power to do so. And she thought much as you do. I suspect that the power she needed was of a kind that was usually forbidden. Kind of magic that normal, upstanding wizards and witches would frown upon, and that would be stowed away in the most restricted corners of the most restricted libraries. She did get her hands on some of this power, of course. Being as brilliant as she was, it was hard to stop her. And I must say, I did not try hard enough. Perhaps I didn't try at all. I believed in her, you see. Believed that she would be strong enough. Strong enough to wield the powers that has corrupted so many. The most brilliant witches and wizards that came before. But of course, she would be special. She would be the exception. Because she was Alyssa. She could do anything. Now, there isn't much left of her, I'm afraid. I do not know the exact spell, the exact ritual that finally broke her. But I know it. It took a lot out of those who were close to her to contain her.
Okay, thanks for telling me all this, but don't you think that... and so the reason why you don't want to support me is because my aunt has messed up back in the day? Am I getting that right? Was this also in the midst of the crisis where everybody had a good chance of getting killed outside the walls of Hogwarts if they don't step up their game in terms of defense against the dark arts?
Now listen to me. And he sort of almost leaps across the his desk and grabs you by the shoulders and shakes you. He's quite strong, even though his arms are sinewy, and he yells right into your face. You are like her. I can see that. You think that you can do it. You can control the darkness. There's terrible things out there, Elliot, but there are even worse things in there. And he points right at your chest, right at your heart. In here. And if you unlock those darkest chambers of your soul, then you are lucky if you have someone who is strong enough, who loves you enough to put you down.
Ooh. Okay. Could you just let go of me while we're at it?
Go.
I will.
Just go out the door.
Thank you for your advice. Yeah, he's heading out of the room.
You can just hear a suitcase being slammed together as you leave. And
tasty sour thing. This is why we can't have nice things. Tells us familiar.
All right. Let's just tell me quickly how Elliot feels about this exchange.
It's obvious to Elliot that Gideon seems to carry some sort of guilty feelings about events past, and that this he's kind of living in the past. And despite all his words about that we need to defend ourselves against the dark arts, in Elliot's mind, Gideon is now part of the problem.
So,
and
Elliot's
he has joined the ranks of those who try to keep visionaries at bay. And even though Gideon seems already aware that he won't be able to stop a true visionary, but the futile attempt is a little embarrassing, actually, to Elliot.
I see. So, still quite immune to any sort of argument against his cause. Well, that's interesting. Let's see you as you gather to go out to the Forbidden Forest.
We need to talk first after the lesson.
Yep.
Yeah. So I will just drag you around the corner after we get out of the room and see.
So this is Marvin, right?
Yeah. If somebody is listening. Now tell me, what's up this Gilderoy Lockhart?
Well, I was just talking with Elliot about sometime wanting to be an animagus, and he overheard us, and he said he would make me an animagus.
Have you seen what he did to Rodney?
I know! I'm terrified!
But why do you do this? It's crazy!
Well, he's a 5th grader. And he has all these people following him, and Rupert says I should do it, and
I ask again, have you seen what he has done to Rodney? Have you seen it or not?
Well, I didn't see it up close.
I did. It was horrible. Rodney spent 1 week at least in the infirmary.
Well, what am I supposed to do then?
Just call it off and get an animagus yourself. You will find out when the time is right. We were just here for some weeks. Just have some patience.
Well,
it's better than let you kill by this guy who just does not know what he's doing.
But they won't like me if I don't do this.
Who won't like you?
The other Ravenclaws. Gilderoy is huge in Ravenclaw.
And you think they will like you if you just get a spell on you and you get into the infirmary?
Well, I don't know. He might know what he's doing.
I don't believe that he does. If he knows what he's doing, then it would mean that what he had done to Rodney would have been intention. This would be even worse. I just can't
Well,
trust him.
everyone makes mistakes, right?
It's crazy.
Well, I don't think I can back out. Will you just be there and like back me
Hey,
up if
take care of
if
your
we see that he's
reminders.
doing something crazy? Hmm?
And take care of your reminders. Sure. I will make
Well-
sure you get to the infirmary. All right.
I know it's probably a mistake, but I have to at least show up. Like, if not, I'm gonna be the coward.
Okay,
that-
okay.
Yeah.
I know. Let's just go there and you say that you have changed your mind and that's all.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see how it looks when you prepare to go to the forest. So this is the meeting time is well after class. It's after hours as well. So it would be actually, when you think about it, it's seems like a very risky thing to do, to have a gathering in the dark forest after hours. It's at the very least, it would be it seems like there's a large chance of being caught if you wonder about the hallways after dark and try to go outside. At least if many people are going to do so. So you guess you remember these pieces of signed paper that Gilderoy handed you. If this really can cast a disillusionment charm on you that is powerful enough to hide you, that's actually some serious magic. So let me see the scene here. Where are you together? Do you have a place where you're going to meet up, or do you come from your respective common rooms?
I guess we meet up.
Yeah, I'm guessing we're gonna meet up maybe outside of the Great Hall.
Yeah. So you and Lorelo and Marvin, you're probably together on this. Rupert and Elliot, what's your plans? Are you?
Well, Elliot is thinking that he tries to avoid to be seen with Rupert in the hallways for some reason. So if Rupert is getting moves into the direction he would follow, but he would not hang out with Rupert in this case.
I think Rupert is with Marvin, probably. So it's with Marvin and Lorelu. And Elliot is in the background. Just saying.
That's so cruel.
Lingering in the background, yeah.
Like a bat.
I'm just picturing like the picture of Elliot in like the shadow with his little bat. Just like,
No, the bat is obviously hanging from the wall over your heads and observing
of
you.
course. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you do?
I don't know. I guess I'm gonna scrutinize this paper and see if it like does anything.
What
Like,
kind of
is there a
paper?
spell on it, or sorry, what did you say?
Sophie, did you
What
say
paper?
anything?
Oh yeah, we're gonna show her the paper that Gilderoy gave me. Apparently, it casts some sort of invisibility charm.
All
Yes,
right, let's see.
It's a very fine card with sort of golden embossed patterns and Gilderoy's signature in the middle. Probably a bit crumpled up since you probably put it in your pocket or something. Rupert, you also have one of these cards.
No, I thought only Marvin was given them.
No, you were both given
Okay.
cards.
Yeah.
And you remember Gilderoy's instructions. Hold the card and give Gilderoy a great compliment.
Oh.
Hold them up and say, oh, he has the most beautiful hair of all the 7th grade students.
And you can hear Gilderoy's voice inside your head. Oh, a little bit more. A little bit more. Be honest. Be honest.
I guess Marvin is
Yeah.
going to go with, he can perform magic like no other wizard.
And Rupert, as you sort of struggle with the scale of the compliment, you see Marvin suddenly just melt away into the surroundings. It's a perfect disillusionment charm, and it's quite impressive. Marvin, are you on your own, sort of, or are you?
I was thinking I stood beside Lord Lou. I don't know if I grabbed her or not when this was happening.
I was just watching.
I noticed. Yeah.
Yeah. So then you're the only one who's gone. But of course you are still there, and you can talk and
Whoa,
probably notice.
Marvin.
Oh
Marvin?
my. Yes.
You're there.
Oh
my God,
Why
this
are you
has
looking
worked.
in the wrong direction? What? Did I
This,
disappear?
it has worked. I can't see you.
Robert's gonna point and shout loud towards Elliot. This is the kind of magic we're supposed to be learning. Look how cool this is.
So I guess he can do something, right?
Right.
Oh,
he must be the most powerful wizard I've ever seen.
But
well, I hope you've seen a lot of wizards.
Rupert, hold on to them if you...
Oh, yeah. Well, Elliot's too far away, so he grabs Lorelu.
And you can just see in your mind's eye Gilderoy wink at you, and you disappear from sight. So Elliot, now you've seen the whole group in front of you disappear.
Yeah. So yeah, problem solved. I mean, a solitary person walking down the halls will not create much, attract much attention. So yeah.
You must forgive Elliot. He he told me he was trying to be, he's trying to be a little cool and cold person. He doesn't want to be seen with us cherry folks, at this time of hour. So let's just respect Elliot trying to keep his distance for a little while. But We're invisible now, Elliot, so you can just join us. Nobody will know.
Okay.
How is he supposed to join us if he doesn't know where we are?
Elliot has already started walking down the hallway towards the exit where he would probably be
I
able to.
find him
Yeah.
scary. Have you seen his bat?
Yeah, it's scary, but it's just a rat with wings. It's not so scary. It's cute. Yeah, if you just look at its little nose. But I have an idea. I know how Elliot will see where we are. And, I summon my pet, my owl, my new owl, Archimedes.
You summon it?
How can
I
you
summon it. I open the window and I.
We're
hoot, hoot.
outside the Great Hall.
I hoot hoot. Or perhaps I never leave without my pet. Or no, better. Just gonna ask Elliot because he can carry around his bat all over. If I can borrow, can I borrow your pet, Elliot?
When are you going to ask that? I mean, you're invisible right now, right?
Yeah. So I'm just gonna run up to you, perhaps scare you a little bit because I'm just shouting into your ear. And you have no idea where it's coming from. Just Elliot, can I borrow your bat?
Borrow my bat?
Yeah, you see, I'm gonna hold his legs in front of us. And
No,
it's
no,
gonna
no,
look
no,
like
no.
he's
You're not
flying,
going to hold
and
his leg.
it would look like you're following your pet, flying around.
No.
It's brilliant.
No. Southing doesn't like that. He will bite.
Okay.
So you notice as soon as you ran up to Elliot that Lorelu is visible again. As soon as you stopped holding on to her.
I don't notice, so.
Lorelu, it's a proximity spell. You have to come close to me.
Marvin is
Yeah, then you
gonna
may
notice
not run
and see if
away.
he can grab her. Like,
Does that work?
Yes. So as soon as you grab her, you see her vanish. Lorelu, as soon as you noticed you were visible again, you're just gonna turn invisible again.
okay.
See,
So
you cracked the case.
Elliot and you are gonna have to stay close to me and Marvin. No,
We're gonna have to hold
me and
hands.
Rupert.
Let's all just hold hands and walk in one line. This is how we bond as a study group.
You know what? That works for me.
No objections from Elliot.
Speechless. Or turned his microphone off while he's cursing.
No. Elliot doesn't want to have anything to do with it. I have a different idea. Wait a moment. So he's trying to find out where you stand right now.
Rupert, just grab him.
No. He's going to do. Okay, since you grab, you give away your position by when you grab him because are invisible people invisible to each other as well, or do they see each other while they are invisible under the spell?
In this spell, they are invisible to each other.
Okay, so somebody grabbed Elliot. Who grabbed Elliot?
Oh no, I just said that Rupert
Okay.
should grab Elliot. It didn't really. Yeah.
Okay, so the last known position of Rupert would be where? In this case,
Just
Right by
behind
your
your
ear, probably.
just
right
behind
ear.
you. Okay.
Mm.
So Elliot is motioning to Sourfang, who's flying in circles around, and as if he was casting a spell, but he's just using his fingers, and he's using the word "fessibus," and then as if this is something that he has taught Sourfang. Sourfang flies at the approximate position where Elliot points, and then a bit of bad shit is falling down from above to that position, properly landing on whatever is down there.
Wait,
Yeah.
You trained
Hits
your
you.
bat to shit on command. Come on, this is really crazy.
yeah.
So
Magic.
it's your
Well,
right
there's a
in-
marking
magic.
flying. There's small little bits flying in the air now, I guess. They are not too obvious, but if somebody knows what he should look for, he will probably be able to identify it. Okay, we can go, says Elliot.
Okay.
Oh God.
So you have a bat shit running down your face, Rupert.
Yeah.
Literally.
You know how many
take it
bacteria
off.
are inside?
I need to identify you. But just leave it where it is. I'm respecting your instructions. Remember your instructions.
Yes.
And that was how COVID came to Hogwarts.
I believe I read somewhere that muggles make stuff out of this. It's like eating bowls and well, let's just continue walking. Elliot, are you sure you want to just walk around like this? I have
Yeah,
a
I'm sure.
magical thing we can do to make you
No, it's fine.
even harder to see. And
We-
I promise it's not a revenge for making your bat Marcus.
I will be fine, I think.
Okay.
People expect me to walk around in dark corridors, you know. I'm just doing my thing.
All by yourself,
Yeah,
talking
all
to
by
your
myself,
bat
talking to my bat.
about
Right.
poop. Yes. That very much sounds like you, Elliot.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
You just want to make Gryffindor lose points again.
Works for me.
It's got to get on the way. Well,
Yes.
It's getting dark.
Okay. Everyone who's invisible, hold hands and let's go. Elliot, follow
The
white
markings.
thing. The markings. Yes.
I don't
Good
think we're
idea,
gonna hold
Elliot.
hands with you, Rupert.
Would somebody please hold my
Okay, fine. I'm gonna hold your hand, but that'll be
Good.
really far away.
Okay, so finally you make your way out of the castle and down the grounds to the Forbidden Forest. Let's have a short break and return shortly. So you start to approach the Forbidden Forest, and it occurs to you suddenly that the Forbidden Forest is quite large, deep, dark, and it's not always easy to find your way, even if you know where you're going. And you don't really know where you're going, do you? The trees are large and foreboding. They look even scarier than the last time you were here. Somehow more menacing and less safe now that you're here without Hagrid and his big dog. Those two just large, physically large presences somehow seem to make the forest less in comparison. Less intimidating, at least. But as you stand there, wondering, you can see something. It's a mark in the sky. It sort of billows up above the trees. It's a face, a great smiling face with the mane of shining golden hair, and it winks at you. And
If that had been a skull, man.
I just saw the same.
it sort of separates and floats toward you, growing a little bit smaller, but not that much, and flits through the trees and ends up right in front of you, smiling and winking again before turning and moving into the forest a few feet, turns back again, winks at you, smiles.
I guess we follow it.
Yeah.
Okay, you're visible again, or is the
No,
spells?
I think we're still invisible, right?
Okay,
Just follow the
Still
spots.
invisible.
yeah. So Elliot's just following the spots.
Yeah, so Elliot, you don't see this face, by the way.
Okay.
Ooh.
Well, you need to look out for the bad shit then.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is like freaking impressive magic,
Yeah, it is.
which is
See?
weird.
This is the kind of stuff we have to learn. It would be amazing. Just imagine us first graders learning stuff like this. I mean, we're in the Forbidden Forest. You know why it's called forbidden, right? Because
Yeah.
it's forbidden. It's a forbidden forest. We're breaking every rule. It's oh man, it's exciting.
Oh, guys, why have you done this?
I don't know. We could die. We could die in this forest.
Why?
worse.
Why have you done this?
We can be expelled.
You just have said no.
But imagine this great, powerful wizard.
Do you know how we can learn powerful spells if we just stay at the school for 7 years without getting a spell after the first week?
Doesn't it fill you with something, Lorelei? Passion for learning, knowledge.
I have a passion for learning, and that's why I don't want to get expelled.
Guys, I'm getting nauseous.
Why? The excitement? The fear?
The fair! I don't want to be expelled.
Okay.
I didn't think this through.
I might be
Let's
able to
just
help you
go
through this, Marvin.
Let's just go back.
No. Okay, I got a little bit of a tonic, something that can calm you down a little bit and make this easier. I did read about the Muggles that they take some sort of candy, and that candy makes them susceptible more to learning and calms them down.
Are you
I can-
talking about drugs?
Not drugs. That's medicine. What I'm talking about here is not medicine or drugs or something artificial. I'm talking about potions. I'm talking about magic. How about...
Muggles don't take potions.
No, I was making... Were you not listening to me teaching you everything I know? It's kind of like a potion, except it's not magic. So, what I'm about to give you is something magic.
So Rupert,
Okay.
let's have you roll for concoct a potion to see how well you made this calming draft earlier.
And my favorite subject is potions, and that gives me +1, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's true.
Concoct a potion. Let's see. Where is that? Every time I see it. Roll magic. Okay. And magic is T. I got 10. With,
Nice.
yeah.
So that means you've brewed a perfect potion.
Oh,
And the small vials you hand out, or maybe it's just one big vial.
I think it's a big while, but as he's always preparing for potions, he really loves potions. He got a lot of small empty vials inside his pockets, just in case he has to pick up some sort of ingredient somewhere. I think he takes out two, just two, since Elliot seems calm, and he fills them with the calming potion. Would you like it? It might help you.
Okay, sure.
How does it smell? I want to smell.
Just hold it out for you to smell.
What's the thing that would the smell that would soothe you the most, Lorelu?
Horse stable.
It's exactly how it smells. It smells of hay and horse.
It's nice. What is it?
Just something to help you relax and do good and learn magic. It is the very essence of magic, and you're a magical creature, Lorelu. Just fill yourself up with more magic.
So I think I will take it.
You will take it?
Yeah.
All right, good. Marvin, will you take it?
He already has.
Yeah, I probably gulped it down.
I think the second after you emptied your vial,
Still alive?
Rupert will say, "Yeah, I made it in the first potion lesson. This is the first proper potion I've ever made."
Okay.
But that might ordinarily sort of alarm you, but actually it feels okay. This potion was really excellently brewed, actually, and you feel really chilled out about the whole thing. The forest doesn't seem so intimidating anymore, and after all, what awaits you, it's likely a great opportunity, maybe a once in a lifetime thing. And even though Gilderoy seems a little bit overly enthusiastic sometimes, maybe he has actually demonstrated to you some very impressive magic today. It's
You know
yes.
what? The darkness is kind of nice, you know? It's so smooth and velvety.
I like the
And
forest at
blue.
night. I like the noises.
Oh, yeah. Good noises.
And as you say that, there's a very beautiful sound that reaches your ears, a bird song. Lovely, lovely bird song. And Rupert, you recognize it. So do you, Elliot. You recognize it from before. It's the little bird that made you feel so good inside. And the head of Gilderoy Lockhart drifts through the woods leading you with his big golden smile and his dashing, handsome eyes, winks at you, makes you feel special. It leads you right into the what seems like the source of this wonderful music, this bird song, and as you follow, the walk is easy. If you
Well,
land
not so
on your
easy for the
feet.
person that has to keep
Nope.
an eye out for a floating bit of that shit.
This whole thing is quite a different experience for Elliot, who is like when we cut to Elliot after having lingered on our three invisible friends for a while, where the lens is kind of almost like rose tinted and sort of soft with the fading edges. And everything is floaty and dreamy with this beautiful ethereal song. When we cut to Elliot, it's just a dark forest and night, sharp, harsh noises of brambles and twigs cracking under his feet. You're stumbling every second step you take, and there are lots of other less pleasant noises in the night. Animals, some sort of screeches from cat-like things fighting, maybe, and you have to really struggle to make out this this small specks of poop that float in the air in front of you. In fact, uh, let's have
Actually,
you.
Sourfang would be helping, I think.
Yeah.
Because
So you would, Sourfang would actually know
Yeah.
how to follow the poop. Yes.
The poop quickly turns around and says, "Sorry, Elliot, that I didn't have enough potion for the two of us, but you know, when learning, you have
fine
to
not
have a clear mind. That's very
Yeah.
important. That I always say,
Yeah.
say that. Yeah,
And
clear
I
mind,
think 2 guinea pigs is enough for your potions.
probably.
I think there's a fire alarm going off nearby. There's this sort of ringing, like it sounds like sort of this fire alarm that we had that huge buildings are using. I know
Maybe
it's not
check.
from this.
Not there's
I
something.
know it's not
burning.
from this house. It's just I hear this ringing outside of the window or something.
Been talking too loudly about taking drugs in role-playing games. Now the cops are coming to get you.
I see. I see.
So you walk on, and the three of you suddenly pass some sort of border, and you can see yourselves and a large gathering of people wearing similar looking golden cloaks, and they're all gathered around in a circle, sitting on the ground, looking with rapt attention at something. It's kind of tent pavilion of sorts. It looks it's golden. This large like golden plumes on it, and you can see the bird Rupert flying around it in circles above it. There are multiple of it, many, many, many small birds, and then they fly together, become one bird as the crowd grows silent, rapt. The one closest to you looks up at you three and says, sit down. He's coming. He's almost ready." And do you sit down?
Yeah, I think I'm feeling in a really nice, suggestible mood.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Let's sit down.
So all of you sit down. Elliot, you suddenly see the bat shit just vanish, and the Saurfang is also very confused. Saurfang just flies around. So
What did you just do? With the
you are you
calling
speaking-
not too loudly, but
so nobody can hear you. Nobody answers. You are alone in the forest.
Oh,
Shit.
wait,
Now-
that's not good. Hello? Is anybody out there? What happened?
There is no answer. Only darkness and the sounds of the forest. Rupert and Marvin, you are here at last. And this gathering that you were promised would be something spectacular, and indeed it is quite spectacular. This is something out of like a secret cult scene or something like that, and the magic is also quite extraordinary. This these charms, this invisible place. It's remarkable. And the pavilion in front of you, the tent, it's magnificent. It's extraordinary. It's golden. It's Gilderoy. It's just Gilderoy Lockhart and all of his magnificence. You can see the face of Gilderoy. His head floats in the air and return to float right in front of the entrance to the tent. And then it winks and vanishes. And that's a cue. So all of the onlookers burst into applause. And with a dramatic flourish, Gilderoy Lockhart exits out of the tent. Welcome all to this special gathering. You are, of course, all excellent wizards and witches, as you would have to be chosen by me, the greatest wizard of all. Today, I will show you what I have promised for so long. A true demonstration of my extraordinary abilities. You have seen me create magnificent spells that likes of which have never been seen before. disillusionment charms, and of course my best creation yet, Gilderanium. And he points his wand at the sky, and you can see the great Gilderoy Lockhart head burst out of it again, wink, and as Gilderoy looks back at you, he waves his wand in the air, and the golden head explodes in a large burst of golden sparkles. Yes. You know, there's another wizard who styles himself great that copied that spell. Well, let's not talk about lesser beings today. Today it's all about me. And of course, our guest of honor. There he is. Yes, I see you made it. That's excellent. And he points at you, Marvin. Yes, he says, come up. Don't be shy. Yes, I know it's
Well,
hard to believe you get to share the spotlight with me. Don't worry.
Well,
You will look quite short and insignificant next to me, but that's okay. Come on.
Wrist fingers. Do
freed,
it.
yeah, freed from his anxiety and fear, Marvin is feeling quite excited actually, and strides up to Gilderoy.
Rupert claps ecstatically for Marvin.
Quite the performance.
Today, you will all witness the first ever Animagus transforming in a matter of minutes. It's a spell of my own creation, of course. And I guarantee you that this is something to tell your grandkids about. Marvin, come in here with me. It's I'm afraid this part of the spell requires some privacy.
Oh,
do not worry.
All right then.
When you see him again, he will be an animagus. Tell us now, before you go through the transformation, what animal is closest to your heart?
Oh, that would be an owl.
Of course, I can see it on your face. Let's go then. And he puts his arm around you and leads you into the tent. Once you get inside, the atmosphere is quite different. All of the splendor and glamour of the outside is gone. This is a very powerfully magical place. The very air is sort of tense with magical energy, and it's as if you are deep underground, the pressure of the entire world above you. Gilderoy seems smaller, more nervous. He takes your hand, and he's clearly sweating, and he looks kind of small as he smiles to you. It looks false, almost desperate. This is going to happen. it's really going to happen. Are you ready?
Well, I was afraid, but now I can't really remember why. Yes.
I think actually this place has dispelled the effects of the
Oh.
calming drops. So
Hmm.
you might say that, but as you say it, you feel the effects just fade away. But Gilderoy, he he laughs maniacally and says, "All right then," and he pulls your hand downwards, forwards, and you can feel it contact something that you thought was just a strange and nubbly tree. But when you touch it, it's soft, warm, and kind of moist, and it pulses a little bit, and you can hear a deep sort of moan. And as you touch it, you can feel a strange energy flowing through your body. It's powerful. It's dangerously powerful. And it's alive. It's hungry. It's young and unreasonable. It wants to eat. And Gilderoy points his wand at you and says, "Say goodbye to your old and boring self."
Want to peek inside?
So, Lorelu, you you make your way forwards. Do you want to try to be try to sneak? Or are you just walking?
No, I'm still feeling calm. I'm just curious.
Yeah. So I think ordinarily you might have been stopped by, but this crowd is just, they're just waiting in such rapt attention that they and you just walk so calmly up that they don't react. They're a little bit, they're sort of paralyzed. It's too unusual that someone would do this. And you poke your head inside the tent and you feel this ancient magic wash over your face, wash away the effects of the calming potion. And you see Marvin with Gilderoy's hand on top of his, touching this immensely unsettling thing on the ground. This thing that looks like a root or a tree, but just feels off in every imaginable way. It's ancient and it's alive. And it's feeding off of Marvin. It's hungry, really hungry. And then you hear Gilderoy shout, "Animalomorphia!" There's a great flash. And Marvin, you feel yourself suffused with magical energy. There's a part of the owl and suddenly explodes from within you.
Yes. But as Gilderoy casts the spell, I think Marvin will be thinking about how he wish he was fiercer. So it might not be. I was thinking like sort of. He has sort of a bit of a regret because he likes owls, but they're not very fierce creatures, and he wants to be stronger, smarter, something that can fight. So we'll see if that affects anything.
So tell us, Marvin.
I think could like I would say that the magic, if it's possible, if it could warp the owl form, make it a bit more monstrous, bigger than
Yes.
normal, and sharper claws, giant beak. Yeah,
Still a bird.
still a bird, I think, but
So I think what happens is that you fall backwards. And Gilderoy is also propelled backwards by this immense burst of magical energy. Lorelu, it almost hurts your eyes. And as you see your friend Marvin here be tossed across the room with this magical energy for not the first time, not the second time, third time today. And there's something that is expelled from your chest, Marvin. It comes out with a great hoot, and it flies out through the tent flaps over your head, Glorlu. It's the most beautiful owl you have ever seen. But it's no longer part of Marvin. Marvin, you are quite shaken. You can both hear a kind of rumble in the earth and a swallowing noise. And then it quiets.
Marvin, I want to run to you and check you.
Yes.
Marvin, let's get away from here. Come, let's get away from here.
Do I look normal to her?
You look pale, shaken. You are still you. Whatever is left of you now that the owl is left. Gilderoy gets to its feet shakily and says, "Yes, let's get out and show everybody. Let's." He looks quite frightened, but he starts pulling you out of the tent. What do you do?
I guess I'm gonna head outside, shakily.
Lorelu, do you support him?
Yeah, I drag him outside, maybe on the other side, then go away.
So you try to get him out from like away from the people, away from the opening, or and then the other side of you're just supporting him on the other side of Gilderoy's on the other side of him. Is that what you meant?
Depends if there's another exit.
No, it's not. There's no other exit. But
No, then just to the exit together with Gilderoy.
Yeah. So Rupert, you see them come out of this tent, everyone has been waiting in rapt attention, and you see them all look kind of shaken. But Gilderoy, as soon as he sees the audience, he perks up, smiles, and says, "Well, it is done. It is done. We have
Come, Marvin, come. We go now. We go now.
I
I want to drag him just outside.
want to. I want some meat.
And Lorelu, as you draw Marvin to the side, you can feel him transforming in your arms. Marvin, tell us about the transformation and what you look like.
Marvin's form sort of starts to bulge, and it grows to enormous proportions for something that's supposed to be a bird. Huge wings and a menacing beak sprout out from his back and from his face, and at the end of it, I don't know if it's as huge as this picture, but at the end of it, if you'll allow it, he'll have become a rock.
Cool. Cool. So Lorelu, this giant beast, it's
Nice.
Sorry, I just
Yeah, she will just, I won't do it because I don't want to make my roommate afraid, but I will just scream in terror. But I will keep trying to drag you out away from this place.
yes.
Rupert,
And she's just crying and screaming.
Is this loud enough for Elliot to finally hear something of his friends again?
No, but you are probably going to hear from them soon. The spell muffles all sound, so you're still quite alone in the forest.
Oh.
Maybe soon you will not be that alone. Probably. Not sure if that's a good thing or not. But Rupert, you said.
Yeah, I think Rupert, he's been sitting there taking notes all the time, and seeing Marvin burst into an owl creature thing, monster.
It's not an owl, but you saw the owl, the beautiful owl fly out. And
Yeah.
it sort of reminded you of Marvin, probably.
He stands up and he cheers and claps for Gilderoy, the amazing wizard who can do such amazing things.
And Marvin, you can feel your hunger and your wildness. You're being trapped by this this human, this creature that's holding on to your wings. It's offensive, really.
I'd sort of shake out my wing and try to like shake her off me.
How big are you?
Probably double human size at least.
Oh shit. Well, then probably I will just be brushed on the floor.
So I think you should roll stand in the face of danger, Lorelu.
Yeah.
So that's plus bravery.
So where would we have one? Nice. So 11.
Yep. So you can. Well, I think you should just say that you don't get hurt here. Probably. Otherwise, you can also choose that you you hurt Marvin here, and sort of well, do something to hinder his possibly violent rampage after this.
I want just after I've been brushed on the floor, I get right up and I draw my wand and finite incantatem.
All right. So let's say that the spell washes over you, Marvin, and you can feel something happen. It's like a ripple, but it's slow. It moves slow. It's washing away the effects of the wildness, but it doesn't happen immediately. It's something that's going to take effect over maybe the next couple of hours. But thanks to Laura Lu, you will not be. You're already on your way back. But as you have shaken off this human, your wings spread out and you fly out of this place. You're hungry.
I would say, like, before she did that, I was gonna snack on the nearby humans, but now I recognize them as people, so I'm gonna find something else to snack on.
And the first thing you see when you suddenly are out in the woods
A nice bat.
is a bat. So Elliot, you see this giant monstrous bird just burst out of nowhere, and Sourfang is flying around looking for your friends, helping you to scout out, and this bird just heads straight for Sourfang. What do you do?
Trying to Elliot immediately springs into action and is trying to get the attention of the creature so that the creature won't let go of its target. And I think the most reasonable way to do that would be to cast Finite Incantatum at the thing. Because he would suspect that it has something to do with that golden birdie thing.
Yeah. Let's see. I think you should roll approach a magical creature here.
Which would be related to
plus loyalty.
Yeah.
It's loyalty, okay, yeah. Okay. Hold on, my dice roller doesn't really come up. Okay. Where is it? There. That's a glorious 5.
All right. Just give me a second here. Let's think. So you try to cast the spell, and well, the spell just flies right past this monster. It does make it miss, so it doesn't. Its beak just snaps just inches from Sourfang's Fang's face. It clips one of Sourfang's wings, so he will spiral down to the ground. but this creature now looks at you, flies straight for you, and there's a moment where the forest is silent, and then there are screams, tearing sounds. You can feel sharp talons dig into your chest, Elliot, and you are close to being lifted off your feet. Then you hear hooves, and Marvin, you can feel a powerful kick of a centaur. It stands over Elliot protectively. As you lie there on the ground bleeding, Elliot, you can see Sourfang beside you, there among the dirt, among the undergrowth. He's badly hurt. So are you?
Yeah.
What you do?
Probably trying to get as much centaur between me and the creature as I can.
Yeah.
And trying, probably if the pain is not overwhelming, trying to get a hold of Sourfang and protect him from any additional injuries that might happen.
Yeah. You you manage to crawl over to Sourfang and sort of huddle between him and danger. Rupert and Lorelu, you're still inside the circle. You just saw your friend transform into a monster and fly off into the woods.
I will run right behind him and scream his name.
Mm-hmm. Marvin,
Mm.
you hear the call of your friend.
Marvin, please come back. Please come back. Stop this. Come back.
Mm. And I'll turn and like sort of limping a little bit since I just got kicked really hard, and I'll sort of just cock my head to the side and just look at her sort of inquisitively.
Lorelu, I think you should roll help or hinder someone. In this case, this being helping Marvin to come back. If you think that is appropriate, Marvin.
Yeah, could I sort of, if she succeeds, could I sort of use her help to like try to push the transformation back?
So the
Or is that too?
There's an option under if you get a hit. If Lorelu gets a hit, you can get an experience to stop what you're doing, which is being a beast enslaved to your instincts.
Yeah.
So you would sort of regain your your sense, then be able to fly away and come back as a human later.
So I get, if I read it right, I get +1 because he's a friend, plus my loyalty bonus.
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. Aye.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
+4.
+4, still 6. Oh my
Oh.
god, that's horrible. That's very.
that's brutal.
So
I guess I confused him.
so Marvin, you I think something really bad has to happen here. I think you have to hurt Laura Lou
Oh.
in some way. Doesn't need to be physical. So one thing that can happen is that you hear her, and yes, go ahead.
I wonder if I hear her and I sort of go still, and then as she tries to approach me, I suddenly snap out and my beak sort of claps together in front of her face, and I sort of hiss at her.
And Laura Lou, you can feel that it's Marvin doing this to you. Even it's not just the animal. It's not just the beast. This is feels deliberate. It feels like
Why do you do this? I think I will try to get on my feet. So just crawl backwards, try to get on my feet. Why do you do this? And then I will run off.
yes. Marvin, I think you are back to yourself now, or you're at least you have control over your yourself. That's what makes this hurt so much for Laura Lou. So what do you do? You cannot yet transform back, but it's you can feel
think,
it's
yeah, I think Marvin's the eyes of the Marvin's now yellow eyes are gonna close for a brief moment, and incredibly enough, one single tear is gonna fall down the side of the rock's face, and then he's gonna take off.
Rupert, you have you exited the circle?
Yeah. I think I have gone after to see Marvin. Possibly. I don't think I noticed that Alice is gone. Just gone. Marvin.
So you as you see Marvin in rook shape and Laura Lou run out, you can see Gilderoy is already is back to talking to his crowd, but you have seen both of your friends run out in various kinds of distress. So one thing that catches your eye as you are about to run out, something that Laura Lou uh, ran past and kicked as she was running after Marvin. It's a bag. It's a it's a red bag with a embroidered letters RH on them.
Look at that.
Yeah, I remember Hagrid telling us about it when we were having detention, that he lost it somewhere
Yes.
or left it somewhere. So, despite trying to just get to Marvin, I guess I pick it up.
Yeah. And
Open it up.
both Gilderoy and the crowd is very distracted, so you can do this. Do you open it and look inside it before you go out?
Yeah. I think while I'm walking, I'm just taking a quick peek.
All right. So you can see it's full of gold. And well, it seems a little bit strange, but it's a purse full of golden coins, and different kinds of jewelry. There's a movement inside it.
Okay, I quickly put my hand down and try to see what it is.
And as you sort of dig a little bit inside it, you see a tiny little snouted creature poke out. It looks up at you with the scared eyes. It's a baby Niffler.
So cute. I
Keep it away from the bird. Keep it away from the bird.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that Marvin is going to eat him, so I'm not gonna take him out, or I'm just gonna try to ignore it for the second and just close the bag and take it with me towards Marvin. It's more important things going on.
As you walk out, you can see this scene, this carnage. You just catch Marvin as he flies away, and Laura Lou is gone, having run right out into the forest. Elliot is on the ground, bleeding, holding Sourfang, and Firenze, the centaur, is standing sentry. I think this is where we leave it today.
Mm.
We have to play out the consequences of this at a later time. It's quite dramatic. So let's stop the recording here.